Napoleon Bonaparte, the iconic figure in French history, was born on August 15, 1769, in the rugged island of Corsica, which had recently become a French territory. His birthplace, Ajaccio, was a town nestled between the mountains and the Mediterranean Sea. Born into a family of minor nobility, Napoleon's early years were marked by the turbulence of Corsican politics and the shifting alliances in the region. Growing up in a Corsican society that was fiercely independent, young Napoleon developed a resilient and ambitious spirit. His early education, primarily conducted in Corsica, was later continued in mainland France, where he displayed an exceptional aptitude for military strategy. As Corsica's connection to France solidified, so did Napoleon's identity as a Frenchman. His early years in Corsica laid the foundation for the unwavering determination and strategic brilliance that would define his meteoric rise to power in the years to come. The island's complex history of conflict and conquest would leave an indelible mark on Napoleon's worldview, shaping the destiny of a man who would go on to become one of the most influential military and political leaders in European history. Napoleon Bonaparte's military education and early career played a pivotal role in shaping the destiny of a man who would later become the first emperor of France. After leaving Corsica for mainland France in 1779, young Napoleon immersed himself in the military culture of the time. In 1784, he entered the École Militaire, military school in Paris, where he honed his strategic thinking and military tactics. Napoleon's insatiable appetite for knowledge and his exceptional abilities were evident during his time at the military academy. Despite financial constraints, he excelled academically, showcasing a natural talent for mathematics and an innate understanding of military strategy. Upon graduating, Napoleon began his early military career during a tumultuous period of the French Revolution. His rise through the ranks was meteoric, propelled by his success in quelling royalist uprisings and defending the French Republic. Notable among his early achievements was his command at the Siege of Toulon in 1793, where his strategic brilliance earned him recognition. Napoleon's military education and early experiences on the battlefield were crucial elements that laid the groundwork for his extraordinary journey ahead. The Italian campaigns of 1796 to 1799 stand as a watershed moment in Napoleon Bonaparte's ascent to power. Appointed as the commander of the French army of Italy, Napoleon showcased unparalleled military brilliance and innovative tactics. His victories at battles such as Lodi, Arcole, and Marengo not only solidified French dominance, but also established Napoleon as a military genius. Beyond the battlefield, Napoleon skillfully navigated the complex political landscape. His ability to negotiate and manipulate alliances contributed to the downfall of the First Coalition against France. The Treaty of Campo Formio in 1797, which ended the war with Austria, marked a diplomatic triumph for Napoleon and highlighted his political astuteness. The Italian campaigns catapulted Napoleon to national and international fame. The French people celebrated him as a hero, and his popularity soared. In 1799, against a backdrop of political instability in France, Napoleon orchestrated the coup that led to the establishment of the consulate, positioning himself as the first consul. This marked the beginning of his political career, setting the stage for the subsequent proclamation of the French Empire and his coronation as emperor in 1804. The Italian campaigns not only shaped Napoleon's military legacy, but also laid the foundation for his remarkable rise to power on both military and political fronts. During the Consulate period, which was 1799 to 1804, Napoleon Bonaparte implemented transformative reforms that left an enduring impact on France. As the first consul, he aimed to stabilize the nation after the turmoil of the Revolution. Napoleon introduced the Napoleonic Code, a comprehensive legal system that promoted equality before the law. Economic reforms, such as the establishment of the Bank of France, stabilized the economy. His educational reforms created a centralized education system, fostering meritocracy. These changes solidified Napoleon's rule, earning him widespread support. Napoleon Bonaparte's coronation as Emperor of the French Empire in 1804 was a moment of grandeur and symbolism, marking a decisive turn in French history. The iconic event took place at Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, with Pope Pius VII officiating. The crowning of Napoleon symbolized a return to monarchical stability after the uncertainties of the Revolution. The act of placing the imperial crown on his head by his own hands signifies his independence from traditional monarchs. The ceremony was meticulously orchestrated to convey both continuity and change, as Napoleon sought to consolidate his power. His wife, Josephine, was crowned alongside him, emphasizing the imperial dynasty. The coronation solidified Napoleon's authority, transforming him from a military hero and first consul into the legitimate ruler of the French Empire, a pivotal moment in the trajectory of his reign and French history. The Napoleonic Wars from 1805 to 1815 marked a tumultuous chapter in European history, dominated by the military genius of Napoleon Bonaparte. Following his coronation as emperor in 1804, Napoleon embarked on a series of campaigns to expand and solidify his empire. The conflicts were characterized by epic battles, strategic brilliance, and shifting alliances. The War of the Third Coalition in 1805 witnessed the Battle of Austerlitz, where Napoleon's tactical prowess secured a decisive victory. Subsequent campaigns in Prussia and Poland showcased his military supremacy, but the tide turned in 1812 with the ill-fated Russian campaign. The harsh winter and strategic retreat decimated Napoleon's Grand Army, French for the Great Army, signaling vulnerability to his adversaries. The Peninsular War from 1807 to 1814 against the Spanish and Portuguese, coupled with the failed invasion of Russia, weakened Napoleon's hold on Europe. The Sixth Coalition, formed by his former allies, defeated him at the Battle of Leipzig in 1813. Napoleon was then exiled to Elba in 1814. He returned for the 100 Days in 1815, but the Battle of Waterloo marked his ultimate downfall. Defeated by the Seventh Coalition, led by the Duke of Wellington and Prussian Marshal Blücher, Napoleon abdicated and was exiled to the remote island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic. His exile marked the end of the Napoleonic Wars and the beginning of his final years in isolation. The Napoleonic Wars had profound consequences, redrawing the map of Europe and influencing the course of history. The Congress of Vienna, 1814 to 1815, sought to restore stability, balance power, and contain revolutionary ideals. Napoleon's legacy endured as a complex figure, military genius, visionary reformer, and controversial ruler. His downfall and exile to St. Helena were accompanied by reflections on his impact, both positive and negative. Despite the harsh conditions, he maintained an intellectual and political presence, dictating his memoirs and reflecting on his legacy. Napoleon Bonaparte's final years in isolation became a symbol of the rise and fall of an extraordinary leader who left an indelible mark on the pages of European history. Napoleon Bonaparte's reign, exile, return, and eventual death marked the poignant conclusion of his remarkable life. Napoleon's final years in exile were characterized by declining health. He succumbed to stomach cancer on May 5, 1821, at the age of 51. His death marked the end of an era, closing the chapter on one of history's most influential and controversial figures, leaving a legacy that continues to be debated and analyzed to this day.